been breaking jaws since I was 8, man, blame my dad. He said ain't no room for talking, boy, just beat their ass. Meeny, miny, all you niggas get it.
What is up, BLXC, and welcome back to Spellcast. Today, I sit down with the Black Punks. They are IAMTOPP and Jang the Goon, and they are a genre-defying, boundary-breaking duo using music, community, and life experience to create something very powerful. We get into how they came together to form this collaboration after having very successful solo careers and how that journey inspired the music they've been releasing in 2025. We explore the heart of their newest 2-pack, Rock and War, featuring the singles Rock Right Now and War Outside, which dropped last week on September 4th. These songs are so good. Go stream them wherever you listen to music. And if you want to feel the energy in those songs live, do not miss their final Backyard Rager, Blood, Sweat, and Mosh Pits, happening this Saturday, September 13th. It's going to be bigger, louder, louder than anything they've ever done before. And the tickets are the cheapest since 2022 because this is one for the community. You can get your tickets to that and listen to their music at blackpunks.com. Well, I will not keep you any longer. Here are the Black Punks, IAMTOPP and Jang the Goon. Enjoy. I'm here sitting with IAMTOPP and Jang the Goon.
Yeah.
How is it going, guys?
What's going on, brother?
How has your 2025 been? The last time I saw you perform, I think was at why can't I think of the name? It was at your show.
The last backyard show?
Nope. I was at that, but then it was did you have a December or January show?
Yeah, December show for the Ragers. Yeah.
For the Ragers, and that show was amazing. And I think, was that kind of like the coming out of Black Punks? Or like you did off with
Off with his head.
Off with its head, with his head at that show, and that was the first time you performed it live, I think. Maybe you did that at the Backyard show.
We're talking about the Dipper, right?
The Dipper, yeah.
I think we performed it a few times.
We definitely
before
performed it at the Project 8 show because that's when I jumped off the roof.
Yes.
So I remember that vividly.
So I think that might have been the first time we performed it.
Oh, that's the first time you performed that?
Off with his head, yeah.
Years
Project
ago.
8.
Or not years ago, last year. But last year, but it felt like years ago.
It does. But no, to answer your question, no, not really. That wasn't like the Black Punks coming out. That was simply IAMTOPP and Jang the Goon doing what we do best. We collaborate with each other. We bring the energy and we haven't. This will be our first Black Punk show. The Blood, Sweat, and Mosh Pit show. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you had been working together for a couple years before this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Before Black Punks became official.
Yeah.
Where did the we're gonna start this like duo, this super group of like IAMTOPP and Jang the Goon? Like, is it a group or is it just a project? I should ask that too.
That's a great question. So at first, it was just going to be a project. It was just going to be like a mixtape or something. We're going to call it Black Punks Volume something or whatever.
And before the name even came out, this idea of like a collaborative project, like low-key since like 2022, 2023, we've had the idea of like doing a collab project.
And so Black Punks was just the idea of that collab project finally. Yeah. And then Jang was like, bro, I kind of feel like this needs to be like a group. Like this needs to live as its own entity. You know what I'm saying? And at first I was like, I don't know, bro. Like
I was damn near bagging. I was like, bro, the branding on this, the idea of this, I'd feel crazy if we dropped the Black Punks project and then someone dropped the group called Black Punks. Like, how would you feel? That'd be insane.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And so like when you put it on Spotify, you put it on as Black Punks, like the group, and then obviously you tag yourselves in it, your solo project. But like, is there like a moment where you're like, we're doing this, we're going all in with Black Punks?
Yeah, that conversation, I think, because I was just like, you know what, Jang, I think you're right. I was like, I think you're right. Like, I think this should be a group. But then I told him, I was like, well, you know what this means, right? And I was like, we're a duo now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like this is officially a duo. And we're still, IAMTOPP and Jang the Goon will probably still be doing solo stuff, obviously. But we'll never not be a part of the duo. You know what I'm saying? So
the merging, like taking like the sounds, like I've been listening to your music for a while now, and it all started. I feel your earlier stuff is hip hop. I mean, but it also has like influences of rock in it. The first time I saw you perform live was at the show at Lucky You when you performed with why can't I think of anything today? I need to take some. I need to take my some that makes me remember stuff.
Was this a long time ago?
It was just Indian Go. Yeah, Indian Go, 2019, and
the Unity show.
The Unity show, and it was my first time ever seeing you, and then Indian Go. It was just like, but you had that rock vibe then too,
Absolutely.
and you came in with like the shicey on, like, and
shicey's crazy. The face mask. I don't know what folks think I'm doing a shicey. That's crazy.
The first song I heard with you was your collab you did with Abi the Nomad.
Yeah,
and
Life's
Crazy, and like that has that has rock's influences, but like I feel like you've both gone so. You have the hip hop is there, but like it's so hardcore.
Yeah.
When did you just like take it there? Like was there a moment where for that, like we're gonna embrace this rock, this like hardcore rock?
I mean, absolutely. You know, one thing that I know, like in the city, and like most folks who are attracted to our styles, they would say like that style and that sound was already being perceived live. And so, you know, keeping it skinny and short, we simply wanted to give you the live experiences in our tracks.
Yeah,
because we've been performing like our image and our brand is now since forever. You know what I'm saying? But the music necessarily wasn't there. Like we would, you know what I'm saying? We would drop even On My Life with Abi the Nomad. Like there's trumpets in it. You know what I'm saying? It feels very hip hop, but when I'm performing it live, it feels similar to what we're doing now.
Yeah, the guitarists.
Yeah, we always have guitars and stuff, and so yeah, we just had the conversation like, bro, we need to make the music exactly like the live experience because I think that's what makes us stand out the most. You know what I'm saying?
It really does. Like I said, I will said this. I'm not a humongous like rock fan, but like when I see you perform, I get in a fucking mosh pit and I like and like I think at the Dipper show, like you jumped in the crowd and I was like holding you up and like I was just like, hey yo, I think it was me and Spicy.
Shout out Spicy.
Yeah,
ball head. Oh man,
but it is like it's a in the moment thing. But then when you listen to it, like I would say listen to this with headphones on or listen to it like where you can like really like get into the music. Like I feel it and it does give me like I'm it pumps me up. Like I should listen to this when I run, and it's just really good. It's just really good music. Like you can the level of production that you put into your work is far and away like some of the best, and that's coming out of Spokane, but like it doesn't like I say this all the time. It doesn't even fucking matter because it stands up against anything that's coming out.
Best in the Northwest. We're gonna put a mark to
minimum.
it.
Minimum. But no, we appreciate it, bro. Yeah, we really try to make sure like we put a lot of thought into everything. Like I don't think people realize like we really think and contemplate ideas and like make sure it's done right.
Yeah. Is there something with like when you go to like a hardcore show or a rock show in Spokane, like there's a mosh pit, there's a lot of energy. Do you think that had anything to do with like going more towards that type of music?
I would say no. Okay. I think we always, like I said, we've been performing like this and listening to this type of music forever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Since before I even met Jang. Jang was already on that type of time. I was already on that type of time. I would say going to more rock shows and metal shows helps a little bit with like the music, maybe not necessarily like, definitely the music, but like, you know, because we love that type of stuff. We've been listening to like, you know, Rage Against the Machine, all, you know, just legendary bands forever. Yeah. You know, so yeah.
I only ask just because like I am drawn to going to any type of shows in Spokane, but it seems like the rock shows in Spokane are just always well attended, and that there's just more of a community there too.
I would also say too, in our generation, we kind of grew up a little bit more into that like rage world with our house parties and that life. So like where we're from, like the house parties weren't just chill. You had folks like jumping into the dance groups and a lot of people were doing the crumping back then and So it's just like that level of energy has always kind of been around us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like my very first show was high energy, wild, because that's just like the life that I live. Before I was even going to rock shows, you know, I was still going to the YGs, but I was like, one thing I want this to feel like is entertaining. I want to continue moving. I want to just make people move, because other stuff is cool. But you know.
Yeah.
And when like XXX, Ski Master, Slump God, like, you know, that was the wave of people who were like, when we were 20, 21, like they were the biggest things out.
Totally.
You know, and even before then, like, you know, Travis Scott's and like, you know, that was just
Denzel, sure, but DMX type. You know what I mean? Even Run DMC a little bit. They played around with Aerosmith, I believe.
Yeah. And
we're doing those collaborations, but like Run DMC, I mean, DMX.
Yeah.
Come on, baby.
No, it's true. It's very, I mean, and I also like, I get, I mean, there's Beastie Boys did a ton of rock stuff too. Like, and but I really appreciate the sound. And like, one of the things I will say is like, I feel like the culture of this rock and like what kids are listening to now, like it's kind of going two ways. It's going like heavy hop, like pop, or it's going to like the rock side of things.
It's so funny, as I seen that a few years ago. I think I was talking to Jang and I was like, because we were looking at some other artists that we know, and we're like, man, it's looking like these are just the two lanes. It's like you go extremely like anti-hero, kind of like darker, aggressive, underground vibe, or you're going the super poppy clean, and there's like really no in between. If you're in between, it's almost hard to get seen. You kind of have to like, you know, pick a lane or whatever. Yeah. And so I remember seeing that a while ago. So it's funny that you said that, because I saw that same thing.
Yeah, I feel like I do go towards more heavy pop music, but but then when I listen to your music, I'm like, I do need to go in. I need to branch out. I need to go down the rabbit hole of like hardcore hip hop, like just because I feel like there's probably a lot there. Yeah. And I really enjoy it. Going into like the, you know, the project or the, you know, creating Black Punks, like where, like creating the brand, like, is it, how is it working together? Like, how was creating this together like help you inspire each other?
That's a great question.
Yeah,
I think, you know, the first thing I can say is like, we, like, say if I have a thought or an idea or and if he doesn't know about it, he's going to do mad research and vice versa. Yeah. You know what I mean? So I think, you know, being able to sit there and like really pull and push ideas together really allows us to get as far as possible. Even when we were like curating the project, we were curating sounds, we both had different opinions and like, not like strong different opinions, but like different like initial ideas of like what Black Punks was. Like, oh, we need to touch onto this, we need to touch onto that. And then we were able to come together and really like get all those ideas into one like palette, which is Black Punks.
Especially because it's like, I feel like we both care about the progression and like the highest level of doing stuff. And so like, you know, Jang wanted like this type of sound on the project and I wanted this type of sound, and we recorded both songs. Like, I was aware enough to be like, nah, like that is the vibe. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's just what we care about. It's more about just like we need it to be the best, and it needs to resonate the most with who we're trying to talk to. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I think we both have the ability to do that at a very high level. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
And that was the other thing too with Black Punks. Like our other projects, IAMTOPP, Jang, the Goon, you know, we've been a little bit more wide net, you know. Can we curse on here?
Yeah, of course.
You know, Goon shit was something specific, but at the same time too, like if you look at it aesthetically and all the other parts of the brand, it wasn't so like in your face, you know. Black Punks were like, we're going to do a specific thing here. So now when we're going through the filters of our ideas, we had to make sure that that agreed upon filter was like, hey, you know?
Yeah. 100%. Like, Life's Crazy, of course. There's all kinds of sounds on there, you know, from like, and so, yeah. And then I dropped Bastard, and Bastard was closer to the idea that we were trying to get to. But I think, like, you know, Black Punks is basically what we were getting to individually,
Mhm.
and then we just like cross paths on it. Like, oh, this is what it is.
Did like creating the name Black Punks, so like did it just did it just come to you very easily? Who said it first?
Bro came up with that name. I'm not gonna hold it. He always be smacking titles. I just be like, yeah, your name. I'm like, oh, that one was crazy. He said Black. He had mentioned Black Punks. I was like, bro, Black Punks is crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah. I came up with the name, and then we were gonna just do the project. Jang was like, it needs to be a group. I was like, all right, bet, let's do the group.
Yeah.
We went through so many different types of beats and songs to like figure out what it was gonna be and feel and like the definition of it. And then we got to like the aesthetic part, like, man, what is it gonna look like? And I was like,
Yeah.
and I was talking to Jang, I was like, bro, like I don't know the word for it, but it needs to be like bright but dark.
Because like we were talking about the aesthetic. This is the thing about branding, right? So I'm thinking one way, he's thinking one way, and I didn't quite understand what he was trying to get at. Because I'm thinking, we're Black Punks, we're going down the punk world. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
going to be all black and white, disgusting stuff. He was like, nah, bro, we need color. And I was like, color? I was like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Then I asked him, I was like, wait, bro, you trying to do like horror stuff?
Yeah.
You know?
Because I feel like horror, like, you know, like when you think of like a horror movie, like it's a dark vibe, like an
Mhm.
80s horror movie.
Mhm.
It's like a dark vibe, dark energy, dark aesthetic, but it's like the colors pop crazy
Yeah.
at the same time. And so I was like, nah, that's exactly it. I'm like,
Mhm.
horror, that's the perfect word for it. Because I was just like trying to think about it. Because even if we do the black and white, like the white has to be bright.
Right.
Right. So it's
Mhm.
like, it's just like the idea of like, it's still dark, but it just has this like vibrance to it.
Yeah, like your poster for the show is like it's like very grimy, but it's
Mhm.
it's very bright.
Exactly.
And then
Yeah.
like on your what I'm trying to think. I've grabbed some
Yep,
grainy
yep,
thing,
yep.
and then like you had this. I just stole this red
Yeah.
from your logo.
Nice,
But it
nice,
does like
nice.
yeah, you're right. It is like it pops like, and
Mhm.
I hate using that term. It's a graphic designer, but like, but this logo is sick. Like Black Punks and the skulls. Like who designed this?
So our buddy TJ or Darkwater, he goes by many names. So he drew all of the, you know, all of the logos and all of the assets that we have.
Yeah.
And we just put them on we designed the merch.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, he drew that. And we put it together.
yeah.
And so he's doing all
all
of our
and all
stuff.
handwritten, like
Yeah, all
all hand
hand-drawn.
drawn. That's a nice touch.
Yeah, no.
Instead of like grabbing like a font that like you just
Yeah.
manipulate, like
Yeah, fact. And that was another thing too about Black Punks. We're like, nah, quality and the branding has to go crazy.
yeah,
Mhm.
Because like our solo stuff, it was dope. Like I would argue, like we were still some of the best in the city, but it's like we can't stop there. It's like,
Mhm.
what's the next step? I'm like, all right, so everything has to be insane. Everything has to be hand drawn, or like everything has to be like even better than what we were doing.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And this is all, you can purchase this all on the website, right? Can you?
Oh, the merch.
Merch, yeah.
Nah, so the first
Okay.
time, the first time you could purchase the merch is at the show.
That's awesome. Well, I want to get into a little like more about the ideation and like the like, idea behind Black Punks. Like
Sure.
when so you got the name and like you're finding this, like it is like a very anti-hero, like, and you have all these visuals that go along with it, like the visualizers. Well, you call them visualizers, but they're not. I mean, they're freaking music videos.
Nah, they're intentional visualizers because the music videos are going to be crazy.
Okay.
Yeah,
facts.
Good to know. But yeah, because I was like, well, they have them. They're singing. I mean, they're singing in this, or they're like having visuals to it. Like I like that when I can go and watch something and it has like, and that's what I tell a lot of artists. Like I always ask if are visuals coming out with it, like
Yeah.
because I feel like when an artist creates a sound or a song, like they're intentionally are creating some visuals behind it to give you an idea what the project feels like.
Sure.
And obviously you can hear that in the music,
Mhm.
but like when you have, you know, when you two are like filming in a grocery store and you're like knocking things over and getting like kicked out by the manager, like
Allegedly.
you're like, it is bringing like a tone to it. Like you are anti-heroes, you are like misfits, like
Yeah.
you are clearly in this space. You're in a white world,
Yeah.
and you're and it's like, and if you're watching it from, if you're in Spokane, you know where all these places are at. But like if you're outside looking in, like it's very like it's very horror centric,
Mhm.
and I mean all the songs are very like they're super aggressive and like but they have messages behind them and like very provocative. And obviously this is all intentional. Like, and how did you like? Were you? I guess I'm asking you. I was gonna ask if you're nervous about doing that, but obviously you're not nervous about doing it. You've been doing it.
Yeah.
But like, I guess really what I want to ask is like, what's it like when you meet someone who like loves your music that is also black and is like a kid? Like, I feel like that's so powerful to be like creating music that's predominantly white,
Sure,
as black men, and then like having kids listen to it and be like, that's someone that looks like me making music that I like that you don't really get much of.
yeah.
I imagine that feeling has to be like something I could never experience.
Absolutely. I think it's you know, for me, it becomes a good reminder of how important the things that we're doing like actually is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's obviously like our internal feelings about how we feel about the music, but then there's the external and like what we're doing and how those frequencies affect other folks.
Mm.
So when we get other folks in the black community, especially the younger folks who are like, yo, I love this dude. I'm like, dang, like, look how powerful we really are to the culture. Look
Right.
how we're like shaping stuff in real time. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And I would even argue like that's kind of like why the name is important too,
Mhm.
because like we're not just punks,
Right.
we're black punks.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And so, and I love how you brought the visuals up because like we had to like define what that looks like. We had to like define what that feels like and what that sounds like, and like what does that mean not only to the world but to us.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what does black punks mean to us? Like, how does that move? How does that talk?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what does that feel like? You know? And so, yeah, that's why the visuals are super important. We put a lot of thought into the visuals too, because like, especially because it's new. Like, Black Punks has only been around for like maybe 4 or 5 months.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like because we're doing this way, it's speeding up the process and at an insane rate.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And another thing too that's really cool about these visuals that we've done. So boom, there's a lot of folks in Spokane, especially when I was coming through, and a lot of people didn't want to like claim Spokane or do music videos in other places and da. All these visualizers first, they're all done in Spokane. Even the episodes and stuff that we'll talk about later, but all the visualizers are done here in Spokane. The very first one to the backyard where everyone has experienced all the crazy shows. So the very first one there, it's like Origin. Boom. Affiliated compound. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The second one, we're driving down the roads in Spokane, giving you that oomph. Third one was, or second one was the gas station. Oh, my bad.
That's the episode.
Third one was the 1,000 Steps, which is like a very like legendary, like spooky little ghost thing that everyone's talked about, but no one's really like done it some justice. We're like, oh, let's make sure we hit this.
Yeah.
You know, hit the landmarks and really like make sure that people know Spokane is dope aesthetically.
Yeah,
You know what I
we
mean?
can't be doing horrorcore stuff. We're not touching the horror stuff out here.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
absolutely. Absolutely.
When you created like, so you we can get into the what I call the Black Punk cinematic universe. You had
I love that.
you have all these shorts that I'm assuming they kind of align with the visuals that also came with it, like or is it a story you're telling? Like each one is like kind of a stand. I don't know if they're standalone. I've watched them. I don't know if I watched them in order. They're all, so you have 5 or 6?
5. Fifth one just came out yesterday with the release.
Okay. Oh yeah. You have 6 songs that came out, and then the last one, Black Hoodie, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're all like these little like short films that are like, like they're just kind of just like horror inspired, or like how did you create these characters? Are these characters? Are these just like, or is this IAMTOPP and Jang?
I would say probably a little bit of both.
Yeah.
You know, like the episodes are very like they're partly tied to the songs that they're being released with, as well as just they're also connected.
Yeah.
Obviously not like extremely directly connected. But it's in the same universe, the same storyline.
Yeah.
Right. And like we're just jumping from scene to scene. But yeah, I think I was just like, man, we should just like do some like TV episodes for this stuff. Like, I think that would be like super insane. And like, I've never seen nobody do that. You know what I'm saying? I've been wanting to do stuff like that for a long time. And Jang also, you know, we love film.
Yeah.
You know, I love movies. And so I was like, bro, let's just do it, you know? And like, And so we just did it.
So you're writing it together and like just coming up with these ideas.
Absolutely.
Yep, we're writing it together, directing it. You know, we have Carlos shoot him.
Mhm.
You know, we're working with Carlos. He's dope.
He's I mean, I was looking at who you were crediting, and I was like, Carlos Antoine is like
in every single one.
and he's prolific. I was like, I've been watching more of his stuff, and I was like, this guy's freaking amazing.
Yeah, he's
like
good.
I met him through Joel Barber, Great P&W, and he was doing like a series for Joel, like the Great P&W series, and his visuals are just really, really good. And I was like, oh, this is awesome that you're bringing him in to do this. And and like you said, like there is no one putting these visuals together to really tell a story of the music that you're creating.
Yeah.
And it needs to be seen more. Yeah. And like, how has that like been like trying to get it out there? Like, has it been like, what have you been doing around like, I mean, you're killing on social media.
Yeah.
But like getting people to like the YouTube channel is like always seems like a hard step.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't even really promoted the YouTube yet.
Yeah.
To be honest, we're really only promoting our social media and like maybe Spotify. Those are like the main two. And so like, I mean, we haven't even put any attention there. And so everything on there, all the numbers, like it's just kind of crazy. Like they're just people who are just going to search it up.
Yeah.
You know,
very
so that's
natural, very organic. And I think one thing that we're like aware of is like, boom, this concept is a very new concept to folks. So instead of like shoving it down their throats, we're just allowing it to be very natural and organic. The people who like flock to it are going to be people who continue to watch episode after episode, and it'll just grow.
Yeah.
And once it's at a really good point, we're like, okay, let's push this. We'll push it.
Yeah, no. I mean, I feel like it's all, I tell this to anyone who wants to like podcast. It's all about consistency and creating if you're creating a brand and you want to have people follow it, you have to just keep on doing it.
Yeah.
And don't get discouraged by, likes and follows and views, because like if you keep on doing it eventually and you have that passion, like it's going to get seen.
Yeah.
100%. And I definitely see that with what you're doing. I mean, you have the listeners on Spotify. Like you're doing amazing job. And I'd love to get into music with the like. Well, actually, let's talk about the actors in the short film.
Sure.
You have like I've watched like them all like last night, and I'm focused on the one my friend is in Riley, where he plays like a dad, and then his daughters kill him and all his blood splattering everything, and like like how did you are you getting your friends to do this? Like how are you like filming this?
Yeah, but like all the actors have just been like people we know and like people who support us and that we're friends with, and so shout out to all them. You know what I'm saying? Like they're doing great, and like these aren't actors either. These are just like our friends and people that we know, but they're doing such a good job. Like I wouldn't be surprised if like this blew up and like everybody who's a part of it just gets some type of like acting deal or something. I don't know, because like everyone's killing it. Like it's amazing. You would never know that they're not actors. I feel like.
Right. I think our biggest filter obviously is aesthetic. We usually have like an idea of what the people should look like. Or like white boy, we're like, oh, we want some a white boy who just looks like almost kind of punk, like wears dark clothes already, hair's like
painted
a certain
nails.
way. You know what I mean?
Smoke
like,
cigarettes.
Yes, like that type of white boy is the white boy we need. And then we found one. Like, oh, we got a homie right here who listens to our music. You know what I mean? With the girls, we're like, okay, aesthetic wise, we want them to seem like, like schoolgirls, they're supposed to be more innocent. The dad seemed just like the classic white dad.
What the heck? My daughter's brought 2 black guys home. I'm pissed. Right?
What is this? You know what I mean? And so like we always have like our base, and then we just look around in our friend group and we're like, oh, y'all would be perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was I think I saw that you posted that you needed like an older white man for like a shoot, and I thought about it for a second. I was like, I can't act. I'd be laughing my way through this. I acted once in high school, and then the next day I think Riley had texted. He's like, I'm doing a video shoot with Top and Jang, and I'm like, oh, you're doing the dad part, and then watched it. I was like, he killed it.
He's not. He honestly, bro, he carried that episode, bro. He's amazing. I was blown away. I was like, whoa, like as a director, I'm sitting there like, I'm like, yo, bro's eating right now.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to expect. Even at the beginning, he was asking us questions. I was like, these are typical questions, But the way he was like receiving the information, I was like, interesting. And then he started acting. I was like, oh, yo.
Riley's meticulous when it comes to doing anything. Like he wants to know what the character is. Like he's very. I mean, I've told him like he should be a comedian, like stand-up comedian, and like he could become an actor if he wanted to. Like he's one of those guys that like could kind of do whatever he wants to do.
Yeah, for sure. He should. For sure.
But it seems like the community, like your like community around you, is like just really came out and supported what you're doing. Though, like this seems like such a thing that you're making for your community, like, and it's cool to see that you're getting all these people involved, and it does really, like, I feel like in what you're doing, that's really important to have that community around you.
100%, because that's the thing too. It's like I feel like talking about everything, the sound that we talk about, the music and the sound, we talk about the aesthetic, we talk about the visuals. It's like we are finally speaking the language of the people that we want to communicate with because of the filters that we've added to basically come up with the language to communicate to them with, you know what I'm saying? Like, so the visuals are important, the sound's important, the aesthetic's important. And so like those people are like finding it and they're like, oh, this is for me, and that's something that's extremely different with Black Punks than our solo stuff, is that, like you said, our solo stuff was like more wide net, more wide casted, a lot of variety in sounds, and this is like very direct, very specific, and for a very specific group of people. And so I think because of that, it's resonating more, and it's going really, really quick because of it.
Let's talk about like your first single as Black Punks. It's Off With His Head. I'm guessing this started as like a collab before it became Black Punks. So you said you performed this last year, and it's it's very aggressive, hard. I would say very hardcore. Like, you have like, I think you made us like all like chant like Off With His Head at the Dipper show, and it was really a moment. And I was like, how, when you're putting the sound together, like who came with the sound? Like who came with this? Like, I mean, you've already had this sound, but like, but who was the one who was like, we gotta, like, this is gonna be the first one?
Well, it depends. Like some songs Jang will take lead on, and he'll come to me with a beat and a hook, and I'll come and vice versa. I think Off With His Head, I came to him with that hook. I just recorded that in my room, and I was like, nah, bro. I think Jang pulled up, and I was like, listen to this, like this is crazy, and he was like, nah, like this is fire, and that was, like you said, that was on the earlier side too. So like, really, that song is probably the most different than any of the other records, because those were done a little later than that one for sure. But yeah, that one stuck, and that vibe is helped curate the rest of the project for sure.
How does like your dynamic together work? I know you're a producer, like lyricist, like you write, you do all this stuff. You also are a lyricist, you write, I'm assuming that you might produce your own. I mean, having some like offhand conversations with you, like I know that you kind of just do it all when it came to like building your brand earlier in your career. Like
producing is not my lead right now. Something I've been building over the years, but like I think I'm still in a place where I'm like, man, like my writing and my raps are here. I want, when I start to represent my production, to be in a certain space. So I've even like really like jumped into that bag as far as like any of my songs. I have no production on those quite yet. But I definitely dabble. I think all artists should dabble. You know what I mean? To really be a master of your own sound, I think you have to be able to create sound, create production. I think it's super important. How
does a collaboration, like the workflow go? Like, are you bringing like ideas? Like, are you bringing basically like the like beats and like what a song, like I have an idea for a song and then you're writing to it? Or is it like kind of like a hodgepodge of like, just got a beat right here, had lyrics over here that might go with this song? Like how does the workflow go for you too?
One thing,
all the above.
Yeah, definitely all the above. I think one thing that we wanted to be direct with this project, and low key everything that we're doing, is we wanted to actually source a couple things outside just ourselves. You know, with Life's Crazy, Top basically, or for the most part, he produced his entire own project. You know what I'm saying? bastard. He produced his own project. And so we were coming into Black Punks. We wanted to like, let's get IAMTOPP Productions, and you can hear because you hear the top style. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's at least half the project, I believe, is Top Productions.
Mhm.
But then we wanted to outsource and do some other stuff. And so I know I brought in some productions. He also brought in some productions, and we wrote those concepts. On the earlier side, we were pretty intentional with like what concepts would make sense, all through the Black Punks filter. Who do we want to talk to? What do we want to talk about? How do we want to say it? You know what I mean?
100%. Because even like my production, like Black Punks is even new. It's like we've been working and leading up to this, but it's still new. Like, so my production, I was like making beats, and I'm like, man, like some of these are great. Like some of these are on the nose, but like some of them I'm like, nah, like it's not the right texture, right? And I'm aware enough to know that. I'm like, I'm not gonna force it. So it's like, we know we need to definitely like outsource. Like we need to go to the people who do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like really work with them and like really cultivate this sound, you know? And like maybe I'm not down in my beats, like, you know what I'm saying? I be killing it on the beat. But I'm just saying, like, I'm aware enough to know that even this is new for my producer brain, like what we're trying to go for, which is good for me because like now I have something to like work towards. I love trying new stuff all the time.
Definitely.
And again, the producers that we've picked, like these are producers who've worked in the underground. They have credits with some of the artists that we wanted to work with. So I'm like, boom, let's grab this guy because he literally has worked with this feature that we're grabbing. Let's grab this guy because he dabbles over here in this world. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Can we say who they are? Or I mean, are they different for like? Yeah, who are you going to? Like for like, I are you going to Jared? Like, are you Lorenzen? Like, are you working with him on some of the stuff?
Production?
Yeah.
So Josh.
Oh, Josh. I always call him Jared.
Shout out JLRA.
We worked with Josh actually as far as like the engineering of this project. You know what I mean? He led into with the mix and mastering of the project. As far as production, like beat makers go, we worked with a couple other folks. There was one dude that I've worked with as far as on Roof on Fire and a couple other tracks. He makes dark trap type music. So we did that for one of our tracks. Prod Tracks, he's worked with Bumboy and a couple of other artists in like the underground. And so we just like I said, we just dabbled between the trap metal stuff and the dark trap producers. We grabbed a couple of those folks and worked with them.
Yeah. I think I produced Off With His Head. And I produced War Outside that came out yesterday. I got credit on Stunt. No, not Stunt. Rock Right Now. I added a few guitar like bass lines on the chorus and stuff like that. But yeah, it's really cool also to work with new producers. I've never worked like Jang has brought a whole new world to me. Like I've done everything myself all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like I produced all my stuff. I'd mix engineer all my stuff, and he came in with Josh, and like they've already been doing their thing. Yeah, you know, and like he, you know, works with other producers and stuff, and so like he brought that world to me, and like it's really fun. It also takes a lot of the load off too, so I can like focus on other things. So that's also really cool. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about White Boy. Is that
produced by Top?
Oh yeah, I produced White Boy too.
And I have this order right. I think White Boy was the second one released as Black Punks. And I guess I should ask, like, is this like really like the first like? I mean, like you had Off With His Head, but yeah, I think you kind of said like you had already kind of had that song. It was different, a little bit of different sound, but like when you were creating White Boy, were you like, this is going to be this one particular is going to create some controversy or
sure.
going to really set the tone for what is coming after?
Oh, for sure. We went into the writing process of that for that. I think I had laid the hook down on a whole different beat. It wasn't even that beat. I had made a beat and I laid the hook down and I was just sitting in the it was just sitting.
Sat back as we were defining what the Black Punk sound was. The first definition of the Black Punk sound, the curation didn't even have White Boy.
It didn't.
Okay.
Yeah. It didn't. And then I went back into my FL studio. I'm like going through stuff. I opened it. I was like, this course is crazy, bro. I was like, what was I thinking when I rapped this shit? Like, and then I had changed the beat behind it. We were in love with, Jang was really in love with the original beat, but I had changed the beat because I'm like, nah, because I feel like this record can be bigger, like in terms of like just going farther, because it's very controversial. It's a cool concept. Like I think people will love it. Yeah. And so I changed the beat. We hopped on it, and in the writing process, I was like, bro, we need to like be controversial basically, but like in a very specific way. I was like, bro, we should kind of like, you know, not necessarily diss white people, but have undertones of like, showing contradictions and like, and showing like, different layers. And like, for instance, like white people I don't even know if there's a white rapper out there that can make a song called Black Boy. Right. So like there's so many different contradictions in this record that we wanted to show, like, we can make a song called White Boy.
Yeah.
We can say these certain type of things. There's also things about white, like songs rich or paid like a white boy. Everybody wants to be paid. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone wants to get away from the law. You know what I'm saying? White people aren't the only ones that want to get away with the law or get away with like, doing illegal shit. Everybody does. So like, we really wanted to like paint that picture and like showcase all of that within this song. You know what
I mean, I feel like when I heard it for the first time, I was like, I immediately hit me. I'm just like, what you're saying, like, get paid like a white boy, like get I don't know the lyrics exactly, but like I was like, this is so true. Like this is like, and in your lyrics you're like you're calling it out too, like you say about driving a truck and like the police don't know your skin color, and I was like, that is so true. When if you drive in a truck, you just assume it's a white person.
Sure.
And
in certain environments.
Yeah. In Spokane, if you see a truck driving down that has a freaking
lifted
MAGA flag, like it's probably a white guy.
One thing with that one in particular is like we wanted to poke fun at it without like being like we're just dissing white folks,
right?
We wanted to make it cool for white folks too, which it is. Like white people love that. White boys for sure, they love that song. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so interesting. Like
wasn't that kind of problematic though?
I mean, like but like that was the goal of the writing was to make it like cool but have messages in it.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
I guess it's so true. Like if I listen to everything with like, I kind of just want to listen to it and know where it came from, and then like kind of the ideation behind it, because I don't really listen to music and then like this for fun. Like I want to like know the story.
Sure.
But if I was listening to this and I didn't know it was two black guys singing it, like I would be like, oh, this song's for me.
Sure.
But then obviously when you get further, like you definitely call it out, and as a like, I just think it's not controversial. It's just like it shows like kind of probably how you view how white people are treated versus how black people are treated, or specifically black men.
Sure.
And I was like where did you wanted to make it controversial, right?
Yeah. Well, it's like we wanted to show the difference in treatment, but also show that like I said, like all people want to get away with the law.
Right. Yeah.
All people want to be paid, right? And like, so I think that's also like an interesting point in the song too. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think, Wolf of Wall Street's a goated movie for all races.
Right. Okay.
Like things like that, or Breaking Bad. Everyone loves that show, right? And like, and so I think it's important to kind of remember that too, where it's like, I think we're in a space or in a society where like maybe white people are getting away more than everybody else, but I don't think that means that everybody else doesn't want to get away with shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like people still want to get away with it, and it's cool. And we love that in Hollywood and the movies. Like everybody loves the bad guy, or the guy who's been through something, or the guy who gets away with murder, or the guy who gets away with the drug deal. Or, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. Everybody loves that concept, and I think we just kind of used white boy as the the picture to paint that narrative.
Definitely.
Yeah. And another thing that you'll see throughout this project is a strong level of honesty. You know what I mean? Like even when we're like, oh, you guys trying to be controversial, like, no, we were just being pretty straightforward with how we think about it. You know what I mean?
Facts. 100%.
Well, I think it really does. Like I think it encapsulates a little bit of like white privilege and like, and how like that culture is like kind of just permeates throughout the
again without
world.
being too like on the nose, because not white folks, but folks will run around talking about white privilege all day. And okay, sometimes even me hearing that can be like tiring.
Yeah.
I mean, like it definitely exists for sure, but that's why this song was so dope. It was fun to write it, and like like he used the Breaking Bad line with the Wolf of Wall Street. Like all this was very specific. You know what I'm saying? We really thought about it. Like, no, we got to use like specific movies or specific shows that resonate with white people too, and like these ideas and da 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 da. you know, I said Jesus like twice. I talked about Jesus, and then I'm like, that's, you know, like all these ideas.
Well, let's talk about Final Destination. The third one. This came out randomly around the same time as the Final Destination movie, and I know there is a connection there because like the song's 100%. about dying, and like you could die any day. Where did this song come from?
We just cooked this one together. I think we found this beat, cooked this one together. Jang had that hook. I had a pre-hook at first that went into Jang's hook, and I hated it, and I took it off. And then we just had Jang's hook, and I was like, this shit is crazy, bro. And Jang was like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, I thought it was okay. I thought first, you know, the hook was making things a little too on the nose. But then he had the concept, because it was just die today at first. And then he had this concept with Final Destination that allowed us to be like, we don't need to sit here and write about, because if you listen to the lyrics, we're not talking about killing people.
Yeah,
we're talking about the idea of death and how, you know,
being paranoid.
Yes, 1,000%.
That's what I got from it. Like, I didn't think about killing, like I didn't think it was like about killing anyone. I thought it was about me dying and having to, like, that could happen any day. Because like there was a time in my life where like I was not that I was suicidal or anything. I was just like, any day could be my last.
100%.
And like I was actually scared about it. I was just like, I'd probably just married my wife, and I was like, I don't want to lose all this. And that's kind of what hit me when I was listening to it. And then I was like, and then it just kind of hit me like Final Destination's like a horror series, and and your music's very like horror centric, and like I was like,
so when we got into that concept, it really allowed the song to go from what could have potentially been like gangster to more realism and back to the honesty thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And then I was like, nah, we got to name this Final Destination, bro.
Yeah.
I think Kay actually told me, she's like, why don't you just name it Final Destination? I was like, nah, that's crazy, bro. Because like for him to say die today in the chorus is one thing, but the original was going to be die today, just the title. And I was like, I feel like that seeing that, you might think a certain thing, right?
1,000%.
But seeing Final Destination, you're like, it's a little bit more intriguing, and mystery there, right? And so the song is definitely about like paranoia and like experiencing that, because like you said, like I think almost everybody experiences that at some point, and just like feeling like, yo, this could happen. Like, we've experienced a lot of death in our lives, and I've been surrounded by it, and so it's like, that is a very relevant thought in my existence, for sure.
Like, it's hard to escape.
Yeah,
like
100%.
Yeah. Well, I want to talk about the War and Rock. Is this an EP? Is it what is it? What do you call it?
Yeah, Rock and War.
Rock and War.
Just a 2-pack. You know what I'm saying? Instead of dropping one song, we wanted to drop 2, because we dropped one for the past 4 singles, and so we just dropped 2-pack on you guys yesterday. Go stream that. It's lit.
And this has 2 features on it. War Outside has Kamiyata Plus.
Kamiyata.
Yep. Is there a plus sign at the end?
There is, but it's just Kamiyata.
And then Bumboy. With on Rock Right Now. Honestly, I was drawn first to Rock Right Now, and then I listened to both of them. But like, this is amazing. I was like, I think Wednesday when you had mentioned like, hey, I think it was last weekend, and then we finally kind of got to this date to like record. I was like, I need to go listen to their music, and I was like, oh shit, music just came out, and I was like, awesome, but this will be great to talk about. This is a really, because it has new visuals. Well, they all have new visuals, but this like it's kind of a 2-pack, and like you said, why is it a 2-pack?
Because we just wanted to do something. We're always challenging ourselves, brother.
It's definitely an intuition thing. Also, these 2 songs, these are the only features on the project.
Okay.
And so when we're defining, the singles, they usually define where you're going, what you're doing. These songs help people really understand the sounds that we're touching. War Outside is definitely trap metal. Then we get the Kamiyata feature, someone who's like been in that world.
Okay.
He's a trap underground legend for sure.
1,000%.
You know.
Yeah. And then Bumboy, he does a lot of like more dark trap stuff. He even kind of sometimes and even that Memphis sound. And so we wanted to like really give you guys strong sounds of that with these features, and so we just represented Rock and War.
Yeah. And I thought it was so clever to like Rock and War. I was like, yo, it's a play on rock and roll, bro. It's Rock and War, bro.
I didn't even think of that. That's awesome.
Fire.
I feel like Rock Right Now. Like when I heard I don't know if it's the chorus or whatever, but like when I Want to Rock Right Now, and I was like, well, I've heard this before, but this is so different.
1,000%. So boom, when you get into rock right now, it's like you get that more like pop centric hook. You know, I want to rock right now. You know, folks from the 80s to the 90s to even the Snoop Dogg and Black Eyed Peas, like you've heard that sound, but we're like, all right, let's make it us. You know what I mean? Let's make sure it feels like the punk, the trap metal version. And yeah, so we gave you that.
Yeah, was I mean, I feel like rock right now, like if you were to put a radio ready song like that is it, but like was that purposeful, like to make it is, it's not poppy, it's just like it just has like more infectious, like it's just a little infectious. Yeah.
I mean, it's funny, we were told by somebody that we're kind of like the poppier version of this underground genre that we're in, and that I think they said that because of the imagery that we have. It's like, because usually in the underground space, it's like extremely low quality, grade stuff, which is like done purposeful. You know, it's like very crunchy and very grimy and very like, you know, distorted. And like, we definitely touch those worlds, but we do it in like a different way that's like, it's still palatable, but not on purpose. I just think that's how we think. Like, you know, we just want it to feel like that. That's just who we are. You know what I'm saying? But we're still grimy and underground and like raw, but it's like it's in a certain type of way.
Yeah, I don't mean any offense to that.
No.
Sure. I know.
I just wanted to say that because I think that's super dope. That, you know, because someone told us that. Oh, right. And we're like, it made sense to us. We weren't offended. We were like, no, that you're kind of right. You know what I'm saying? Like that makes a lot of sense. Like, I
mean, I will say, like, of all like the music that you've released, I mean, on all the music you both release as solo artists, like it's all very polished and like and I mean, and I should say it's polished because like sometimes you can hear like, I mean, I think the newest thing in like music is like where it's like the bass goes so high that it kind of distorts, and but it's like it's purposeful, and so I don't want to say like it is polished, but it's like it's on another level, like like and that just probably comes from just, I feel like you're both probably perfectionists.
Yeah, exactly. Like we care a lot and we think a lot about it. I would argue that.
I would say, I should say perfectionist. It's probably a negative term, but like,
no, I will take it.
It's a gift and a curse,
for sure.
I feel like all like artists, like music artists who make good music you're not releasing stuff that like doesn't sound great.
Yeah. Because I think like the theme in the underground space is to not care. And not to think too much and just like kind of be like just like reactive and just like than that. And like we have spaces where we do that, but I would argue we're like the complete opposite. Like we do care and we do think about stuff a lot. Like we, you know, because we want it to come. We want to express 100% of ourselves. In everything that we do. So that's why we're like, you know, we think about it a lot and like want to really make sure it's done right. So I would argue that's probably why it is polished. You know, like we could just throw it out there like, you know, man, just do it like this, right? And it would probably still come out crazy and still be fire, but it wouldn't fully express exactly what we want to say. You know,
how fast are you releasing this stuff? Is this like all stuff that you've had like ready for a while? Or was War and Rock something that you've done recently, and like you're like, we got to get this out soon? Or because I feel like everything you do is probably, you think about it and you have a plan. Like I will say, like one critique I have of a lot of artists that are in anywhere, like is like sometimes it doesn't seem like they have any idea what they're doing. Like they're just releasing music to release music. They put it out on Instagram, like they promote it on Instagram, and that's kind of it. And then they expect listens and people to just like follow them and like and that song's gonna put them on the map. But watching how you two like work on like social media, like this can't be like something you're just like doing on a whim. Like you're planning, you're getting photographers, you're getting like a filmographer to help you. Like there's a lot of like moving pieces in this, and that takes a lot of planning, right?
1,000%. No.
Like, do you think that's what differentiates you from a lot of like artists in your space? Or do you think that's just something that like you always are trying to like this showcase your professionalism?
I think one thing that's cool is like, I definitely agree with you. We definitely take a lot of time, or take the time to plan things, but we've also opened ourselves up to be run and gun with a lot of stuff. So, you know, I would say a majority of these songs we definitely like finished up in a decent amount of time, but there's songs that you guys will hear in the project that we did just recently. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Oh, this really fits in here. We need this. Da, da, da.
But even that was like planned though, because we knew they were gonna be on the project. We just haven't been able to do it because we've been busy or like whatever until like recently. But so like even if it is run and gun, it's still planned. Like because we have, like you said earlier, we have strong filters that we don't want to go outside of. And so it's like even if it's run and gun, it kind of like it narrows down the ideas that we can have. The aesthetic has to make sense. The props, okay, we can do it in an hour. Let's go.
Right. Yeah. So like it's like we do the photo shoot. Maybe that photo shoot happened yesterday, and then we're putting this out today. Like it's always very noticeable when someone just like when they don't have an aesthetic, and it's just kind of like a little bit of this and a little bit of that, and it kind of doesn't ever mesh together as like a brand. I'd say like building a brand for anyone, for whether it's like a business or a artist, like you want to have that consistency to make it to so people when they see it, they're like, oh, that's Black Punks. And
because you either define your brand or someone else does. You know,
facts, and we don't want that.
Right?
This is not happening.
Facts.
Well, let's talk about the Blood, Sweat, and Mosh Pits. It's happening on September 13th at the affiliated compound.
Yes, sir.
It says right there on the thing, this is going to be your last affiliated compound show. So that's special.
It is.
You've done 4 of them, right? This will be
this is the third.
Oh, third. Okay. Yeah. And you've done this for the last 3 years in September. What makes this one different?
Well, one, this is the first Black Punk show, so it's it's not a Top show, it's not a Jang show, it's a Black Punk show. So off top, the vibes are different, and like obviously our aesthetic and everything's different. So like we want to bring this to the show. You already know how our shows are. Like we care a lot about the vibe and like what's there, like the what you can see and touch, and so like we're gonna bring that to the show as well. The lineup's crazy. Everybody on the lineup is like people that we curated this because they're kind of like, not only are they all headliners and they're doing their own stuff, but they kind of match the vibe and the aesthetic that we got going on. So we're like really just taking that underground vibe that we have here in Spokane and showcasing it for our show. You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
I would say like I was at last year's affiliated compound show. I don't know. I forget what the name was. Project 8. And it was it was a lot different than the one prior to it. But you had hip hop artists. You had like I feel like R&B. You had Pride. Your brother performed.
Nobi from Seattle.
And then
his brother and sister performed.
Performed too. I won't lie to you. That show was so packed. And I was getting so claustrophobic. I was like, you couldn't escape. Like, I was like, I had gone to with a couple of friends. I went with Riley and another couple other friends, and I was claustrophobic. The energy was so. It was so good. I forgot who the guy who performed from California.
Pretty Papes.
He was like unexpected. I'd never heard him before, but he was really, really good. But yeah, the show was amazing, and the first one was amazing too. But this one sounds like more hardcore, like, but all ages, right?
Yeah.
Is that different?
Yep,
definitely. Yeah, there's a couple of things that we incorporate into this one. So like, boom, first one was like obviously the very first one, introducing the idea. Second one, expansion. He brings folks from California. He brings Seattle. You know what I mean? Family member. We're really giving it some roots.
Yeah.
Third one, we go back to the drawing board as far as like really bringing. We're only picking artists from this area in this city, redefining that sound for folks and redefining the environment.
That's cool.
Yeah, which still has like all of the roots from the first two, but it's just like, I mean, just like Black Punks is like not the peak, but like the intersection of both of our individual brands. Like we were growing like this, and it's like Black Punks is here, and we're still gonna keep going. this show is going to be that for the backyard shows. You know what I'm saying? Like Life's Crazy Tour and Project 8, you know, and it's like, oh, no, this is the new baby that has been born from the other ideas that we had.
Why is it the last one?
Because we won't have that house anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
That, and also, you know, like all glass ceilings and all things that once you've done it to the max capacity and we've sold out multiple times, it's time to give them something new. You know, coming in next year, we have larger ideas and larger approaches.
Yeah.
And the backyard would be cool, but
probably can't handle it, right?
we need something larger.
Yeah, if everything goes how we want it to go in the next year, we definitely we can't use the backyard anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have it's Bait Face, Chuck Vibes, Somber.
Yep.
Is it 111 or is it 111? And then Paco.
Yeah.
You said you're gonna have exclusive merch there, like so Black Punk hoodies, shirts.
We got the hoodies, we got the tees. We're gonna have posters for y'all. You know what I'm saying? We might have some stickers. This is coming out probably that Thursday next week, right? Yeah. So then we also got exclusive skateboards.
Oh wow!
Made by Broke Skate. The skate shop out here.
Nice.
Black Punk Broke Skate collab boards that we're gonna be selling
That's
and giving
awesome.
away. And we got some more stuff, man. It's gonna be crazy. Like, there's gonna be a bouncy house back there. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be like, you know, we can't even give away all the juice. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna be the bus is gone.
Oh, the bus is gone.
Gone.
That opens it up a little bit. Okay.
If you're back there, a lot of it.
Yeah, the bus is gone. So it's like, that's different about this one too. So it's like, we're going to have way more activities and stuff.
So no more green room then.
Right? Right. We never even use it as a green room.
It's the black punk. It's the black room. Don't even worry about it.
People just love to look at it. They're like, wow. No one ever like went on it. They just love to look at it. Like it was sick. But yeah, so we're switching up the vibes, bro. We want to make this one crazy. We can sell more tickets now.
Oh, nice.
You know, so capacity's increased. You don't feel claustrophobic this time.
Right.
You know
that? For sure. All right, so their tickets are on sale. So $10
pre-sale,
and $28 at the door. But
cheapest ticket we've done in a long time.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I saw a post that like it's getting close to like you're selling a lot of tickets. So like, is there a chance we'll probably sell it? So like, don't walk up.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't walk up, like, because it's a backyard and we know you. We may be like, all right, bro, maybe. Well, we might just tell you to kick rocks, bro, because like this, we really wanted, you know, like I said, the cheapest tickets we've done in a minute, they're $10, bro. Like, we wanted to make sure the community's in the building.
Yeah,
you know, this isn't about making money. This isn't even about us. This is the last backyard show. We've created a culture that we want people to just enjoy one last time.
Yeah, I feel like the backyard show is just like you started it 3 years ago, and I know other people had been doing it, but like now, like big artists are doing backyard shows and kind of copying like that, the trying to make these smaller shows, these intimate shows for their fans. But like, how does that's kind of cool, like to have done something that you kind of did it first. And
we didn't shout out Lil Russell, you know what I'm saying? He's been doing it for a long time. His backyard shows, like, he kind of definitely inspired not necessarily the idea, but like the will to want to do it even more.
Especially for the hip hop community, because if we're really talking about it, especially in like Spokane and the Tri-Cities, the grunge and punk scene have been doing a lot of this DIY stuff for a minute. You know,
yeah, I think it's unique, but I can understand why you have to grow. And I don't think the backyard, obviously, it's not dying. It's just you got to go to bigger and better things. So what is, like, you did this, you made an X when you're going, here's Black Punks in the middle, like is Black Punks just like a time and place, like right now, or in like it might be Indian, or like I know that it will probably always exist as you're
Black
together.
Punks is forever.
Okay.
It's like Wu-Tang.
It's for the children.
It's for the kids. That's why
we all ages.
Black
Punks is for the youth. Yeah. Black Punks is forever. We throw X's up. You know what I'm saying? We lit. That's what we do.
So what is next? Like, is it not, like, I should ask, like, is this all the music going on to an album, or like, is that the plan?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, it's a mixtape, but absolutely. Yeah.
And we don't got to talk about dates, but like next year, 2026, or okay.
earlier.
I might be missing something. I might have.
No, we haven't really said anything about it, to be honest. So, but this is a good time to talk about it. Like, yeah, so project is coming. It is a mixtape. You know, we just love the idea of a mixtape. It's super dope, super underground. And yeah, all the songs we dropped so far are on there. It's gonna be sick. We love the project. There's some crazy songs on there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the all ages thing at the show thing is like something I've really, a hill I will die on is like having all ages shows. I know it's like not always possible, but I feel like for your music, it's very important just because like I've been talking to a lot of people in Spokane about like kids not having a community or being able to really experience what the art that they want to experience because if someone come through and perform at the Chameleon and you can, if you're under 21 you can't go 100%. and there's not many all ages rooms, and like I think your music is for the kids in it, and that's what, and the kids are the ones that should be experiencing it, not like some 40-year-old white guys. No, I love going.
We want the 40-year-old white guys there too, but no, 100%. 100%.
My kid, I feel like I don't lead my kids to rock music, but like my sister-in-laws do. My sister-in-law does, and like, but they always talk about like my son always talks about meeting you. He was like, like meeting Top, and like you do mean a lot to like the youth, and like you can see it in who's following you, and like, and just the music you're creating is like it is hitting like the younger generation, and like if we're not making art for the younger generation, I always think like, especially music, like when I was 14 years old, like the music spoke to me. Like I did not have great access to it, but like what you're creating and the access you're providing is just it's not like what a lot of people are doing in Spokane, and it's very important that like the kids can go to it, because like that's one thing I've talked to a lot of like 18-year-olds that are younger, like they can't go to any other shows, and like you're providing music and like to kids that like that this is what they need. They need to go to places like this. They need to have safe spaces where like they can be around friends and people that they love. And I will say another thing about your shows that you put on is like they're always top notch. And even though it's in the backyard, you feel like you're in a safe space, and then I feel like that's very important for kids too.
100%. And so, Jang's really like he started with the all ages shows. You know what I'm saying? Like he's created that environment for us.
You started doing it last year. Like not last year, but you've always been trying to do all ages shows.
My very first show as Jang the Goon was an all age show.
Yeah.
The very first Ragers Only. And the reason being, like, my very first show when I first started was all ages. We had the Bartlett back in the day.
Right, yeah.
We had the Bartlett and we had the Pen. And as I've grown and gone older, not only have I seen a lot of artists, disappear, but a lot of spaces. And the first ones to always go were the all age spaces to the effect that now we have like one or two.
Yeah.
And so my biggest thought there was like, dang, like you just said, we need a space for the youth. We need a space where folks can like go see something live and be like, yo, that experience is crazy. When I was younger, I didn't really get to experience live performances until I was like 18. It was all BET TV and MTV and Michael Jackson music videos. And tried to like do the dances. You know what I mean? And so that was my experience with like live performance stuff. And so being from Spokane, it was very important for me that the youth can experience the things that I think are the best in the city.
Absolutely. And I think we've done 18 plus in the backyard. This time we just really wanted to like, because there's a bunch of kids who go to the Dipper and like, because the Dipper is all ages and like they love this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like we're like, man, like, we got to get these kids there, bro. Like that is the people we want to talk to. Like those are the people who want to like experience us and like love the sounds and the vibes. And so yeah, I think it'll be really, really, really fun. Like the all ages thing. Like bring your kids. You know what I'm saying? We have security. It's gonna be nice. Like we make sure it's very safe. We do pat downs and all the whole nine.
Yes.
It's very, very important for us to make sure it's all safe and it's fun.
And for kids, that's cool too. Like for adults to bring their kids to certain things. Like really, in my personal opinion, I think it like creates a new bonding with that family. You know what I mean? A new level of trust. Oh, Dad, you like this type of music too?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's like, I imagine there will be families, and not just like younger kids or like 16, 17 years old, but I imagine there'll be families.
Yeah.
At the last For the Rager show, when I was looking around, I was like, dang, there are adult families that I've never seen before, but they got their 7, 8-year-old daughters here, and like, that's so powerful.
That is,
you know, as a family and for the youth.
Yeah.
100%. So yeah, you know, September 13th, Blood, Sweat, and Mosh Pits, the last backyard show at the affiliated compound, the first Black Punk show. It's gonna be insane. It's gonna be insane. It's gonna be crazy. We want to give everything, you know, everything we got on stage. You know, the design's gonna be sick. You know, of course the food, of course the merch. You know, but just come out for the community, man. Like I said, it's the cheapest tickets we've ever done. We really just want to do this for the people and for the space, and you know. Awesome. Have a good time.
And I need another excuse to surf the crowd and jump off.
Facts. 40 years old.
So if you a tall mug, if you can carry some weight, or you think you tough, we talking to you. I need you there.
Facts.
Oh yeah, I mean you got to get on the roof one last time, right?
Have to, bro. Like what? We're out of there. Like gotta do something.
That, and we need folks comfortable enough to be able to jump off the stage with me too.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? Let's get the community
Let's start
involved.
that culture.
Y'all ain't jumping off the roof with me. But y'all can jump off the stage.
Hey, you.
Look, we ain't gonna say it on camera if you want. But you know what I mean.
Well, I appreciate you, Todd, for reaching out and like asking to do this. I'm always happy to talk, and like I say, like you both are killing it in Spokane and beyond. Like it's really cool to see, and I love that I was able to be a part of it and help tell the story a little bit.
Man, we always got to come in, man.
Yeah.
This is a staple. We say it every time we come, man. Like if y'all don't know, man, Spokecast, bro, legendary. He's doing legendary work. There's not a lot of people documenting out here, and
I appreciate it. Well, yeah, I mean, technically, I told you and Yell, this is a affiliated week because I mean, first was Yell and now it's you, and you. Affiliated is killing it. Like, I was talking to someone the other day. Like, they were like, you know what? Like, affiliated of all, like, what you're creating is as a brand and as a label is something very unique that you don't see in Spokane.
Yeah.
So
we appreciate it, man. We work really hard, and we try to make sure that everything's done at a high level. Yeah. Like we be in the house like, nah, bro, nah. It's gotta be better. What can we do? Like we're all on that type of time. You know what I'm saying?
Again, for us, but also for the community. Like we'll be the first one to let people know like we take this city and ourselves very seriously. And we show that through our actions, we show that through the music, we show that through the shows. Anything that we're doing, we're just trying to remind folks that take this stuff seriously. It can be done at a high level.
And there's nobody coming to help. There's nobody coming to save us in Spokane. And so like the reason why I think we've had to adapt to be very deep thinkers about this and like make sure everything is done is because there's no outlets like that. So it's like if you're not being your own label and if you're not curating your own stuff and you're not, giving yourself boundaries and like giving yourself guidelines to move off of, no one's going to do it for you.
No, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like you have to be your own label out here. Whether even though you don't have to create one, but you have to like think like that. Like, how do I operate if I was in that setting? Like, what would a label tell me I need to probably do? And the good thing is like obviously, creativity and all that stuff is keep that you, but like in terms of like promoting your project or rollout, like, branding, imagery, the photo shoots you do, like what would a label be like? Oh, you need to package this in a certain way. So, there's nothing wrong with packaging stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just make sure it's authentic to you. And, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I would say, like, I feel like you're both pretty open to, like, comments and people asking you questions. Like, I feel like if someone ever had a question about making music, like, I'm sure, like, they reach out to you. And I'm sure that happens all the time where you're, like give them advice. Like, I think that's big. And I can tell by, like, this, like, how you are in Spokane. Like, people respect you and, like, and look up to you. So
even in the future, we're definitely going to like open up seminars and start really like open up education. Because the one thing too about questions is if you don't really know what question to ask, it may not really, you may not actually get the answer that you're looking for. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Sometimes a lot of the new folks don't really know what questions to ask. I
Right.
always get questions, but I'm like, But I was sitting there, I'd be looking, I'm like, you need to actually think about this stuff. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah. If you don't really know where you're going, it's hard to like figure out like what to do next or like what to even focus on.
yeah.
You know, some guy might be focused on just like, man, my music's not good enough. And it's like, nah, bro, your music is great. It's not the music you need to be focused on like
Yeah.
that. Like you have all of these areas over here that can be worked on, and you'll see results like for sure.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah.
Well, where can everyone find you? I don't know if this is really important, but like, but where you can find it in the description too. But like, let people know where they can find you at too.
Everywhere, all social medias, Black Punks. Don't forget the X. There is no A. Don't forget the X. And if you want to be if you want to get on Google and look for us, we have a website now. It's the hottest website in the entire Northwest. Don't play with us. This boy, Dog designed it. TJ supported. Blackpunks.com.
www.blackpunks.com.
Yes.
At Blackpunks. We use X's, not A's. We throw them up too, so be prepared to throw them up at the show. We lit.
I love it. Blackpunks.com I was on the website earlier, and this is a very nice website.
And through all our
Appreciate you, bro.
socials, in case you're interested in either one of us, all of the Black Punk socials, it got our links in there as well.
Perfect.
Yep.
So
I am Top, Jang the Goon. Just go to Black Punks. You'll find us. You dig?
Shout out Spokane, we lit. We love Spokane, man. We turning up. We're going crazy. Shout out Spokane. He's a legend. Everyone's legendary, you know what I'm saying? Everybody turn up. If you outside, enjoy the sun. We lit. Be happy, you know what I'm saying? We happy to be here. We have to be alive, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
To talk to the bro, you know what I'm
Yes.
saying? It's legendary stuff going on all the time, you know what I'm saying? And view the scene like that, because I'm telling you, you got to open your eyes. If you see it, you see it. If you know, you know. Like,
Live in the now, right now. History's being made right now.
Facts.
Where were you at when the history's being made?
facts.
love it. All right. Well, thank you all so much for listening. Until next time, peace.
I've been breaking jaws since I
Awesome.
was 8, man,